Why are we people even here? In other words, what's the reason we exist? Is there a reason we exist? Is there a reason we were created, or are we just a byproduct of something? The Torah tells us the very first verse of the entire book, Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. What does this mean? This means that in the very beginning, before God even had to think about what he's going to do, he created it. God doesn't wait to create, he always just does it. Furthermore, it's my personal understanding that there is no such thing as a beginning, and there is no such thing as an end. We all have existed eternally and infinitely. There is not a single beginning point to our worlds, to our experiences, to our souls. It just always was. It was always this way. From the very beginning, which was forevermore, we souls have been existing. So think about the biggest number in your head, but let it be a number. Let's say 400 million years. You've been around for 400 million years. But that's just a number. You've been infinitely around, which is as much as a big a number as you can possibly get. Because God created everything in the beginning. And, the scriptures all teach the same thing: fear God and obey his commandments. In other words, revere God, look up to him, and do what he tells you to do. I believe this planet, we call it Earth, and it says in the Bible, God created the heaven and the earth, but I don't think this is Earth as referred to in Genesis 1:1. I think this is some low world. I think this is some dimension, a very unique dimension, actually. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a lot of verses in the wise Tanakh that are simply not possible to fulfill. A lot of commandments that we cannot possibly fulfill. This just says to me that this is fulfillable in the higher worlds, in the spiritual higher worlds, not down here in this lowest of worlds. But Ecclesiastes 12:13 and 14. Fear God, keep his commandments. This is the whole duty of mankind. For God will call every creature, or some verses say, God will be holding you accountable for every one of your actions, whether they're done in private or openly. So in other words, God will develop a feeling or a thought for every action that a person does throughout their life. This is quite interesting, because here God is promising to you in the scheme of eternity that every single action will be accounted for. Every evil, and in Isaiah, I don't know which actually verse, but I know it says the world will be punished for its evil, everyone will be punished for their wrongdoings. But eternity, what does it mean, eternity? It means that time is connected. Yesterday is connected to today, is connected to tomorrow. And this means that what happened 400 million years ago and 500 million years ago or whatever, a billion years ago, can be affecting you right now, can come up right now and affect you now. Therefore, it's always really important to just do always what is right and avoid doing what's bad. It says, pursue justice alone, and so that you live and possess the land the Lord is giving you. This is not talking about a physical land. This is talking about your soul. Your soul is like a land, a field of consciousness. says, pursue justice and only justice, so that you occupy and live in and thrive in and possess the land your Lord is giving you. Because if you don't pursue justice, then the opposite of that happens. You don't possess your land very well. So the rule is always the same. No matter if you're down here in this lowest of worlds or somewhere way up there, there's always opportunity for righteousness. There's always opportunity for sin. We see sin down here on this planet, where we can't even fulfill some of the commandments, but we see righteousness in this planet too. So though we have a lot of leniency in this planet, or wherever we are in this physical realm, it's still very, very important to do what is right, equally as important as anywhere else. But we also see sin in the higher realms too, and most importantly, even in the highest of highs, the Garden of Eden. Even there is the potential for sin. You saw it yourself when you read it in the Torah. When God said to them, do not eat from this tree, well, they ate from the tree. And God kicked him out. So there is the potential for good or bad anywhere you go. Anywhere you've ever been. You're not going to ever have a chance to be in a place where there is no room for bad. You're never going to be in a place where there is no room for good. Because there's beauty behind this. If you were forced to be good, it would be like robotic. There would be no opportunity to do bad. There is no real connection there. But if you have the opportunity to do evil, to do injustice, and you choose good, that's called freedom. That's called freedom and free will, and making the choice to do what is right. So, to those people who say in heaven there's no sin, and in paradise there's no sin, that's not true. There's always a potential for sin. That's what makes our souls so amazing, made in God's image, male and female, that we have the opportunity to be evil, or alternatively, we have the opportunity to be good. Always choose what is good, always choose what is righteous.